1 2 1 2. Is this mic on? Super DJ Sean, Rebel Mix Station Radio, Organic Radio Show. Guess who we got up in here again, y'all? All Up in Your Business. They about to talk about some topics, y'all. We also got the First Lady of Mix Station Radio, DJ K Latte Life, and a whole lot of people up in here for guests. And I see in the corner right now, they brought me some donuts. I ain't gonna be talking much, I'm just letting y'all know that now. So, let the beats commence. Organic Radio. Do that again.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Oh, you changed it up on us this time. That's what's up.
Oh, wait a minute. Good afternoon, lovely people.
Yeah, that was just a one-time thing, hopefully.
I
didn't even realize it's not morning.
Look, last week I was like, so we have to get up so early.
Yeah, at the 11:30 start time.
Threw me off.
Yeah.
Threw me off.
What's going on, good people?
This is Lovely.
And it's your boy, Light.
With All Up in Your Business podcast.
We're glad for you guys to be joining us this week. We have some special guests joining us.
The Art Mecca. Ooh. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Moses.
I'm Cajun.
And hey, it's Jada M.
And they are fly. Yes, they are. We're here today to discuss family matters and to talk to this wonderful group of
entrepreneurs.
Young entrepreneurs coming up with really what it seems to be is a very therapeutic art center for artists in the Baltimore area. And we would love to have you call in and speak to them and find out what they're all about. The number is 1-855-493-6499. We'll let you guys know when you can call in.
Say it with your chest.
1-855.
Oh, no, don't do it like that. Never mind.
1-855-493-6499.
Hey, Light, say it without your chest.
I don't even know if I can do that. You made me pause right there. Like, can I don't have that voice. I always tell people I don't have an inside voice.
Yeah, there's no whispering over here.
No whispering. I was always getting in trouble because I did not. If I talked about the teacher, it was never under my breath.
Right now, y'all rocking with Organic Radio Show. We got special guests on here all day long, all up in your business, and they here to tell about something going on. What's going on out there? What's the topic for today?
Family matters.
Family matters. Family matters.
Like Urkel?
There you go. That
matters. We could not play the song because it's
you know.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
we know and they know.
We couldn't even sing the song a little bit.
Yeah.
No, because we know.
Yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, no. The creator or the visionary of the Art Mecca, like you say, he goes by the name of Moses, but his actual name is Anthony Isaiah Gilmer. He's
government.
Thank you.
The entire name. It's going to be out there. He came suited and booted, so
they call him man because you know what I'm saying, we don't want nobody to know his government name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Keep it together.
Look, he's not ready for y'all today. He like, really?
Y'all definitely got too much of a complex here.
I ain't even get no sugar.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I don't want to be on camera.
Back in the day, look, it's funny, speaking of, like I said, he's my nephew, and being my nephew, once he told me about this vision and the thoughts that he had, I definitely wanted to bring him and his group on because what they're doing speaks to what we're doing, and they're not only trying to, touch art, but as Lovely said, it's a therapeutic approach to an art center. because they're trying to touch the whole person. So it's a holistic, the mind, body, and soul. And it's not just something they say. It's actually something they're going to be able to let you know what the vision is. So I was glad to bring him here. And we're also going to talk about some of the similarities that he and I had. We grew up in the same community. He 20 years after me. About 20 years after me. Yeah, I know, right? But we're still facing some of the same challenges even when I was, growing up. Yeah, it repeats itself. And that's one of the things that, and that's one of the, exactly, that's one of the things the Art Mecca is looking to do. They're looking
Family matters.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome, Miss Kayla.
Thank you. I was just waiting my turn as usual. It's your girl, K-Latte Life. Welcome my new guest. I'm interested to hear what y'all got going on. Always a pleasure, all up in your business. I'm so excited. I learn something every time we get together, y'all. Even though
I know you sending me, she was tagging me in posts.
I had to, because now when I see stuff, it's like, hey, this is something she would have said, or hey, this is something that y'all might be interested in.
Wu-Tang, good morning, shout outs.
Because that's something I'm telling you motivation, the lie way. I don't know, I mean, the mental health. I'm just sending y'all my mental, which is
there you go. No, listen, sis,
usually music.
Sis, I love it. Please always do it.
Yes.
It rocks with me.
You had Supersonic all.
Y'all just had me so inspired. I was laughing about the Supersonic, and I'm like, wow, that's me. I didn't know.
But you know what's funny? When I listened to that clip, realizing how much they could spit. I knew the song, but I was like, oh, they was right. I mean, they could spit for real. That was that song and their lyrics. Yeah, they
don't do all that no more.
Great.
I know. I'm trying to get one. I was trying to study the whole outfit. I said, yo, somebody party. I'm gonna be.
Trisha said they was an off-brand salt and pepper. She said they was trying to be. We were supersonic ourselves. There we go. We got off topic. There we go.
That's why I be quiet.
I love it.
Oh, we told y'all supersonic is our word when we start rambling on.
Safe word.
We getting on topic and we didn't cut that time like now. So that's why we laughing, because you gotta cut me.
Y'all might be saying that to me a lot.
We got you, Moses.
I got all that.
All right. Lovely.
Yes, sir.
We ready to get started?
I'm ready, bro. Are you?
I am.
It's so cute.
All right, good people. We're going to start off. As I was sitting down with listening to the Art Mecca the other, we recorded our podcast, and when we were recording our podcast, one of the things we were discussing and talking about was just their theme is freeing people and letting people know that they have an opportunity to continue to pursue and chase their dreams and to realize the talent that they have. They want to be a light and a beacon in this city, and then being a light and beacon in the city, they want to inspire people to not only have confidence in themselves, but to believe and understand that even if you have limited resources, that there are people out here who want to support you so that you can get to where you need to get to. So I like to write poetry, so there was a poem that kind of stuck out to me when they were talking the other night. Didn't get a chance to get into it, so I want to start off this show, and we call this, what do we call my session, Lovely?
The light side.
Say it again.
The light side.
He's not even saying it. He's just holding the mic.
So this week's The Light Side is going to be talking about still dreaming, keeping your dreams alive, regardless of where you come from, what adversities you faced, or even whatever it is that you're going through right now. So let's start with this week's The Light Side. So the poem is titled Still Dreaming. In Proverbs 16:1, it says, people may make plans in their minds, but only the Lord can make them come true. The ability to live and still have a dream after failing in life isn't as hard as it seems. To some, they may feel like your life is over. Your luck has ran out, no more four-leaf clovers. But there is one who still dares you to dream. No matter what has happened, he'll wipe the slate clean and give you the strength to begin life again, letting you know that this situation is not the end. As long as he gives you breath to begin each day, he has devised a wonderful plan that will go exactly his way. Trust him, repent, do whatever it is the Lord asks. He will surely give you the power to complete each task. For any naysayers who try to destroy your dream, keep praying to the Lord and focusing on the unseen. Surely there will be things that constantly attack your mind. Satan knows you want to be free, so he'll constantly press rewind to remind you of when and how you did fail, applying great pressure, hoping that you will bail on the dreams that God has set and devised for you. If you just have faith in him, God will see you through. Don't quit trusting. I pray, just keep believing. Today is the day that God wants you still dreaming.
All right now.
We got some finger snaps or something?
I know we was trying to. I was trying to get my fingers together.
Hey, just letting y'all know right now, y'all on YouTube, Instagram, iHeartRadio. We got a slew of places where y'all are at. People are watching y'all right now, so make sure y'all show your applause for yourselves. Make sure y'all show applause for people.
Sorry. We all got caught up. You know how sometimes you'd be like, that is
Like, what?
so awesome.
It was
Do
like
that.
Yeah, I was like,
silence
man.
in the room. It was like
Silence in the room.
uncomfortable
Okay.
silence.
He said they went real
Anybody
quiet.
here?
I'm thinking like
Hello?
they hit.
Anybody
Did they
here?
hit it?
But no, we're gonna let the group talk a little bit and we're gonna turn it over to. No, we gotta rush. We want to get there because as we were doing it, one of the things that you all were talking about the other night was you kept talking about freedom in your mission statement. It talks about freedom. Moses, you have your mission or vision statement that talks about freedom available so that the people can hear your perspective and what it is that you all are putting out there.
Yes.
Don't be shy on the mic,
You gotta talk
Caesar.
to the mic.
Yes, I do.
I give you a
Sorry.
copy.
Okay. You can read it.
There you
Introduce yourselves first.
go. There you go. Let's do that one more time. Introduce.
How you doing today, everybody? My name's Moses.
And I'm Cajun.
And this is Jada M.
And please explain to the audience what parts you play within the Art Mecca. Come on, Cajun.
Oh,
There
you
we
want us
go.
to break
Come
it down?
on. Yeah,
Oh,
give it
okay,
up.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
remember.
okay, okay.
Give us that self-confidence. Come on.
Yeah, she
Make
gonna
me
need to
feel
stand
good.
out.
Make
She
me
gonna
feel
need to
good.
stand
Come
out.
on. Come on.
Well, my part that I play in the Art Mecca is being the motivator, the person that helps uplift, and dang, my mind kind of just went blank. I'll just keep it sweet and short the first time. Just the motivator.
Exactly.
Jada
Just a
M.
moment.
I want to say I'm the light, just keeping everything positive, even though we're going to have circumstances and things are going to try to come in our way and obstacles are trying to come in our way. At the end of the day, God has a purpose for us. So.
Amen to that.
There you go, sis.
And Moses.
And I want to say I'm the soul,
There you go.
the backbone.
There you go. Hear that? Soul. You heard that? That's the deepest I ever heard him sound.
I'm sorry, that's what we do. Go. Come on, the soul.
Yes, I'm definitely here to just keep everything going in order and how it's supposed to go, manage, keep everything how, steady.
That vision that you put out there, right?
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
And read that's your mission statement, dog.
Let's talk about that mission statement that was powerful enough for me to say, I got to get you on the show.
Well, this is our welcoming message.
Okay, there you go.
To the audience and everyone. We start off with Baltimore is a city filled with a lot of raw, creative artists who can't seem to overcome their fears that blocks their gifts to their success because of lack of support in the environment that surrounds them. In a way, you feel trapped. You have so many unique ideas but can't broaden your horizon because of constant battles of self-sabotage, and lack of supplies. The Art Mecca is an outlet to all starving artists that wants to overcome their fears so they can become prosperous. The goal is to provide a healing space for all artists from different diversities and backgrounds. By doing so, the Art Mecca will provide all attendants with the space, utensils, and opportunity to create freely and bringing their visions to life.
Thank you so much. And we want to ask a couple questions. So on Thursday, we met with the Art Mecca and we spoke about their dreams, their desires, how they got where they are right now. And we just want to kind of recap what was going on in their minds. We want to start off with Jada M and then go down to Cajun and ask them what inspired you to begin this journey? What happened in your life and also in your business mind that made you want to collaborate with Moses?
Well, for me, growing up in church definitely had a lot to do with me being in the position that I'm in today. I think it definitely motivated me to want to continue to work with the youth. I am currently the youth leader at my church, so I'm just so inspired by the youth, and I want to make sure we do have opportunities to be free and to do what we love. So that's pretty much where I come in at.
Okay, and me, Cajun. I had a lot of trials and tribulations growing up, and I realized that art was a big thing and a big what's the word I want to use? Obviously a big part of my life, but something that I was really passionate about. I realized that younger because of my sister, and then over time it kind of faded away, and it came back recently. And then I was introduced to Moses, and he brought this to me. But I had already kind of thought about this growing up because I was one of the children from an inner city that dealt with drugs and
Just
so
the
much more.
disparity of
Just
that.
a lot, just a small portion of that. And I know I wanted to help kids and help them realize that it was more to this world than what they see and what they grew up around,
Absolutely.
and they can do way more and be more. So when Moses brought this to me, I was like, wow, like this is something that I kind of already had in my mind. But I was like, yeah, that's something. I'm gonna do it later on when I get a chance and I figure it out. And then he just brought it to me already ready. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely hopping on board. So that's how I got involved in this.
Cajun, you brought up something the other day when we were talking, and I want you to, if you feel, see if you can do this. You talked about your sister the other day and how she inspires you and something that she's working on. Could you give her a shout out? I mean, would she mind you saying who she is and what she's doing? Because I think that is also inspiring, being where she is and doing what she's doing, the impact that she's going to have, not only in her life but on the people that she gets to touch. So talk to us a little bit about your sister and what she's doing.
Man, I'm so mad because my live just paused right when I want to shout out on my live. But her name is Shaniqua. She goes by SG Parish. She has her own podcast under that name, SG Parish. SGPARRISH.
Right, shout out.
Yeah, she talks a lot about the same things that y'all talk about, like mental health, and her podcast just kind of started. So she only got about maybe 4 episodes on there, but I listened to them on my way to school, and she actually shouted me out on one of them, and it kind of made me cry one day. But she's in school right now, getting her master's in psychology, and we both, we had the same father, and he died from a drug addiction. So I guess it did play a big part in her life too, even though things were better on her side than they were for me because she was the only child on her mom's side. But that didn't stop her or her mom from being really good to me, great to me actually. Like they're like a whole other family that just changed me for the better too in a great way. But yeah.
No, that's good. But that's good. I think one of the things that and Lovely gonna have her episode, and we're gonna be talking about lovely moments. But things like that are lovely moments. And on the news and in press, you don't often get to hear the good things that we're doing. And one of the things that Lovely and I often talk about is we don't feel like we're victims. We understand that life will present you with many different challenges. And what allows you to overcome those challenges is usually what happens inside of your mind. And as you talk about your sister and her mother, they didn't allow themselves to be victims of the circumstances, and you're not allowing yourself to be victims of the circumstance. And even though those challenges will come, you guys are persevering, and you will be overcomers just because of the mindset that you currently have. So I love hearing stories about other individuals who overcome and are going to have a big impact on our society. So
and also making sure that we are spotlighting the journeys that they've made, because they are really working on the mental wellness of themselves.
That's right.
This is not a desperate group of young people who are here to make you feel sorry for them. Even when they express themselves or tell you their stories, they're still very jovial. They absolutely express themselves very nicely, and also they let you know that some of the trials and tribulations that they went to are the reasons why they're so strong-minded and why they are so brave, because it takes a lot to A, start a business, B, continue the business, and C, believe in it so much that you're willing to share with others. Because there are times in your life where you feel so happy with what's happening in your life, but you see darkness walking towards you, and you turn away from it because you don't want it to affect you. But when you decide to be brave and to stand in your truth, darkness doesn't affect you. You speak to it, you caress it, you treat it as if you would treat everyone else, and a lot of the times that sadness dissipates, and then they follow you. And what the people who aren't going to follow you anyway won't come with you. So that's so beautiful to have Cajun and Jada M and Moses. They are brave young people who are going to tackle Baltimore. They're going to do some wonderful things, and I love the avenues that they're taking to do so.
Thank you so much.
Hey, we didn't get you to talk about. So the journey for you say started 4 years ago. Talk about the journey, and because we want our listeners to understand and know how old you guys are. So how old are you, Moses?
24.
Okay.
21.
That's
23.
what's up.
That's what's up. Like I said, young entrepreneurs. This
Next
is
generation.
They can stay
That's
awake
right.
for a long period and then not need a nap the next day. I love it.
So Moses, talk to us a little bit about, as this journey started, what was going on or happening inside of you to make you start that directed you towards this path that you're currently on?
Well, I've always been passionate about giving back, and giving back to my community and everything. When I was growing up, I always had an idea in the back of my head that I would be different than the people that I was surrounding myself with. I never wanted what they wanted, and that was different from me. I always felt like I was a little bit more different than the ordinary. I'm not just a regular statistic out here. That I don't want to fall in that category with the ordinary people.
That's right.
I feel like I'm more than that, and I feel like God put me on this earth for a purpose, and I have to fulfill that purpose, to become what I need to become for Him, myself, and my family.
That's good stuff right there. So your journey. So talk to us about what the Art Mecca actually will be. So as now that we know that, like, what inspired you to kind of get there, what can people expect once the doors are open? Once you sign that lease and place that sign up, place that sign up there.
Once you own the building.
So what can people expect? What are some of the things they'll be discovering and going through at the Art Mecca?
Well, the Art Mecca will provide all activities. As far as our services are to different artists from all genres: musicians, models, dance artists, photography, poetry, fashion design.
Am I too old to get it? Am I too old to be like one of your artists?
Not at all.
See how they dropped it?
He dropped the mic. He dropped it like, no, that's not our demographic. We're not going for that.
He meant to do that.
Well, our age groups range from 14 to 25.
Okay.
So we're definitely trying to, reach out to.
Group.
Yes.
That's right.
We have here all activities will be combined within one another to correspond with our grand show. We will be having a grand show every summer. Each individual will work with each artist throughout the journey on becoming free throughout art. We will work with each artist individually to ensure the finest quality of materials, the space, and the knowledge that they'll need to perform their best to their best capabilities.
Okay. All right. So what I want you to do, relax. Let Anthony. I'm sorry. Let Moses go. I was going to say let Anthony go, but let him go. All right. Be that. All right. So as we're doing this, next on this. So ladies, you've told us why you joined the group. I'm sorry for the awkward silence.
It's a sibling thing.
Oh, it's music playing.
There you go. You're doing your thing. I was just any good.
I was going to say, I
She
should let the
poked me.
DJ play.
So, as you're talking, why the focus on the age group of 14 to 25? What is the desire to focus on that age group? I know you all fall within that range. What is it that prompted you to say this is our targeted group?
I want to say when I was 14, 15, a lot of times I always dreamt of, fashion and dancing and things like that and modeling. So I think that's a good age to start at, just because you become passionate. That's when you start becoming passionate. And I believe that for Baltimore, the age group that we're in now, 23, 24, 25, it is hard, like Moses said, to find opportunities. So I think he's just, kind of giving them the opportunity. So I think this is a good age range.
To do that?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not saying that old people are too old, because old people are tainted something.
You're not too old, never too old.
I also think that age range 14 to 25, or it gives you a chance to catch youth when they're in the midst of the brokenness or in the midst of discovery.
Exactly.
Because you figure between the ages of like really 8 and 12, your hormones are all out of whack. You feel lonely and broken. Sometimes you feel like you're not heard. You feel like you're not connected to others. Not because anything has happened to you. It doesn't always have to be something that happens, but it's just the way life works itself out. So by the time you're 14, you're just getting out of middle school, kind of going into high school, and that's right where trouble starts. Not that middle school is not it, because middle school is the devil. I'm lying. I'm just saying that. But when you start to work yourself out into that high school momentum, it really helps give you structure, and it helps you to be able to speak positively about yourself when you have a group of people who understand where you come from. You know, I know when I was 14, music was my life. Like, you couldn't tell me that music was not going to be it. Okay, between music and musicals, I was over the top. I love all kinds of music, sir. Thank you. But it was one of those things that was my thing, between that and fashion. So it's beautiful to watch, again, the Art Mecca reach out to that section as they begin. And also, like Lady M said, when you get out of college and you realize maybe college wasn't that thing for you, or when you leave college for 4 years and then you discover that you want to model, you discover you want to sing, you discover that painting is your thing, you want to write books, all these different things. And when you have nowhere to go to meet like-minded people, it turns you off, and then you start you make choices in your career path that may not absolutely be authentic to yourself.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
So talk to us.
Perfect. That was
Yes,
great.
you definitely hit it.
Nailed it.
You
Hit it
nailed
right
it.
on the nose.
So we still gonna want to hear you guys talk though. That's what y'all listeners are listening for, right?
Yeah.
She took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm gonna just tell you what I want, and then I'm gonna just
No,
let
come on,
you say
Kay.
it.
Come on, Kay.
No, I always give you that compliment. I don't have a lot to say. I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm very excited to see what y'all come up with, and I agree. At that age, I was like, music was everything. You couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be a choreographer.
So-
Shout out to
I was
Fatima.
So let me
Paula
ask-
Abdul. That's what I was gonna be.
So let
I
me
like
put y'all back
Fatima.
on the
She
mic.
used to do all the
Yeah.
hip hop videos, killing it.
So what are some of the resources that you're looking to have? So if an artist comes to you, what can an artist expect when they get to the Art Mecca? What are some, like we talked about, what are the resources that you're going to be putting for them? So if I'm a starving, someone who's in modeling, and I don't see any direction, and I feel like doors are being shut in my face, I come to the Art Mecca. What is the Art Mecca going to do for me?
Definitely like some runway coaching, posing and things like that. Kind of get them into being comfortable in front of the camera as well.
Also, like, physical photographers are gonna be there. Like, so they'll do, photo shoots, video shoots. They'll actually have an outlook of different categories when it comes to modeling. Different outlook of categories when it comes to modeling, because it's not just modeling or you being pretty. It's way more to it, and we'll have those tools to explain that and break that down to them, because they might even find out they might not even like modeling. So it's going to be way deeper than just, you want to model, so let's put you into it.
So when you say it's going to be much deeper than just modeling, so how are you going to be dealing with it? Because while art is such a deep and such a passionate way for people to express themselves, Moses, the other day you talked about helping people with their psyche, or helping them with their mental well-being.
Yes.
So what are some of the things, and how are you going to be helping people with, if they come to you and they're lacking self-esteem, but they're gifted, but they're struggling with, expressing, bringing out their full potential with the talent that you, Cajun, or Jada M may see in that person?
Definitely, just reminding them each and every day that they're, worth something, and they have, the ability to do whatever it is that they want to do. We will have a mentoring service within the Art Mecca to provide for each and every one of the kids. We definitely are here to not just, like she said, it's a little bit deeper than just the art itself. We definitely want to provide each child with the perfect thing, everything that they need. We want them to come and be comfortable. We want them to come and make it feel like it's home.
Yeah.
They can be free, release a lot of stress, and just be themselves. A lot of kids can't be themselves out here. They feel like they have to fit in with something or be something they're not. Yes, be something they're not, and that's just not what the Art Mecca is. You can come, be yourself, let go,
and be free.
And that's what I'm here for too, as well, to like go hand in hand with Moses with that, to be the motivator, to help dig deeper into people and figure out what it is that they aren't confident about, where they lack confidence at, and why they lack that confidence, and what it is that we can do to make them feel better, or to push them and help them, even if it's just talking. Because sometimes it's just talking about your problems or writing it out. I found that for me, writing out my problems were way better for me. And then something that I picked up this year was, I started a journal for me for every year I turn a different age. So I basically writing a letter back to myself the year before. So it's just gonna be little things and activities of that nature that we're gonna, bring to these, I don't
To
want to
help-
call adolescents or
No, just
young
the
adults.
different clients. Call them your
Yeah,
clients
different-
because
yeah,
as you're
different
doing
clients,
it, they'll start out as clients. They'll become family members of the art method
Exactly.
because you want them to come there and become free.
And like Cajun said, just to bounce off of what she was saying, people nowadays don't really have people to talk to. And just talking and expressing yourself to someone, that could help someone out a lot.
Right.
Yes.
You know, people feel like they can't go to their parents about certain situations. They can't go to their friends about certain situations. And we're here to, just let them, express yourself freely. Just don't hold it in. Don't hold it in. You can do it. Even if you don't want to talk to us, you can express it through your art. Anyway.
Exactly. Your goal, and one of the things you said that stood out is the goal is so that people can be free. And people define freedom in a plethora or a variety of ways. And we can't. What's free to me may not be what's free for Lovely or what's for K Latte. So as you're encountering all of these young people, you'll be impacting their lives because that's what all of us want to be. We want to be free to be who we were created to be. So with that said, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go into our first break. And we'll be right back
After these brief messages,
Super DJ
Sean Rebel. One, two. I'd like to thank Expectations Club and Lounge for sponsoring the Organic Radio Show. Also, we would like to thank 7 Reasons Banquet Hall for sponsoring the Organic Radio Show. We would also like to thank Basic Black Clothing for sponsoring the Organic Radio Show. FSC Wear, shout out to you as well. We got a whole lot of people out there that's donating and giving us that information, you know what I'm saying, and letting us wear their brands on the show. But right now, you're listening to Super DJ Sean Rebel, and the beat I'm playing right now is by your boy, Protege on the beat. The song's called Be More Club Banger, and I'm mixing it with another song on Protege on the Beat's album called The Jump Off. So y'all just stay tuned while we take this break. Super DJ Sean Rebel, K Latte Life, we out. If you were interested in doing a show with Mix Station Radio, you can hit us up at, check it out, 1-855-493-6499. Somebody's waiting for your call. Again, 1-855-493-6499. Somebody's waiting for your call. Super DJ Sean Rebel Organic Radio Show. If you were just tuning in, you listen to the sounds of me, the First Lady of Mix Station Radio, K Latte Life, and the cast of All Up in Your Business podcast. We getting it in, y'all. We're gonna let this Protege beat rock. Come on. Hey, we trying to take a break, right? They over here showing me donuts, y'all. They can't be showing a big man donuts like that. If y'all on the live right now, y'all see them. They passing out donuts, man. We about to go crazy in here. If I get some sugar in my system, woo! Here it comes. Watch this. Watch this. Protege on the beat, y'all. This was called the jump off. I mixed it in with the club Be More Banger, also produced by Protege on the beat. He calls himself the Energy now, DA Energy, the Energy. He said he got a lot of it, so he want to make sure everybody know Protege is now called the Energy. You were listening to Organic Radio Show with your host, Super DJ Sean Rebel, K-Latte Life, First Lady of Mix Station Radio, DJ, and professional photographer, might I add. So if you need to holler at me and book me for your shows or your parties, your bar mitzvahs, or your weddings, anything that has to do with music, you can hit me at 410-908-0822. Book me, y'all. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. I'll play your favorite song if you let me. We up in here right now with All Up in Your Business. You know what I'm saying? They've been up in here with me like the last couple of weeks now. I'm about to kick them out of here. They've been coming back too much, you know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do right now, we're going to talk about a few things. If you have a podcast and you're interested in joining the Mix Station Radio Show family, just call us 1-855-493-6499. We do have a few slots available for, right now we open for Wednesdays and Thursdays for anybody want to do an interview for slots. You know what I'm saying? Just give us a call, 1-855-493-6499. You can also catch us on our Mix Station Radio group. That's what it is. Mix Station Radio Group. If you're not in there, make sure you add yourself to it. If you don't, make sure you put a request in. We'll add you to the group. You can check out the lives on YouTube, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, and there's a slew of others. We just got so many. Facebook live streaming, IG live. Shout out to Instagram, man. One, two. All up in your business. Oh man, that's a two-step. What you know about that?
And we're back.
You wanted to do that so bad.
So bad. I was just waiting for and I gotta say it.
A little bit of silence.
Just a little bit of silence.
And we're back.
Oh man! All right. We want to welcome back Art Mecca in Light and his crazy behind. We were speaking about the center that they're going to open, the art center that they would like to open, and no, we're going to say that they're going to open and own and be able
Yes.
to do so many wonderful things. But we wanted to ask a couple questions, and it was really beautiful when we met on Thursday, just listening to you guys speak about each other and each other's character. So we want to kind of go back there. How did you meet, and how did you become a team? Teamwork makes the dream work.
I actually met Cajun from a prior interview.
No, okay, y'all
How-
give us
how
the-
did you meet?
No, you
How
got to
did you
give us the
meet?
story. Come
Tell
on,
her how you
Cajun.
met.
Cajun, give us the story.
Because
Come on.
she gets mad every time I tell her
No,
story.
give it
Like,
Give
How
the
you-
story, Cajun.
It was
Come
great.
on.
You should,
we
So-
met through mutual
all of
friends.
the
We met through
express-
mutual friends.
It started with mutual friends, and
Was he
when-
feeling you?
Was the mutual when
Yes,
the
I
mutual
was
friend
feeling-
introduced me? No, he was not
He
feeling.
was not feeling you, right?
He was like, all right, it's probably gonna be another little hood rat.
I did not say
Gonna waste
that.
my time. And then when he met me,
The
we did
energy was
interview.
love. It was very genuine, and she was very positive.
So you
And
met
I-
her through how did you meet her?
We actually met through a mutual friend. We were doing interviews, holding interviews, actually for the Art Mecca last year, and when we were holding interviews, we were reaching out to people trying to see who was the best candidates that we could, get to come in and do the interviews for. Cajun was brought up in conversation. When she was brought up, I first was like, I didn't know her. I didn't really know her, so I was just like,
what made the, if you didn't know her, what made the
I
judging
don't-
that woman?
No, because people would.
oh,
Look at that
Certain-
look. Give me
That's
that look.
what's
Give me that look. Give me that
Certain
look.
friends were telling me like, "Oh, I don't know if she gonna be down like that. She not that type of girl. Like,
We about
she's
to
not
get
that
the
type
tea,
of-
y'all.
Like,
Right.
I know, the
I guess
tea.
we can ready to go all
What's
boy Povich
the
on
tea?
y'all right now. Yeah, we
I
are.
wanna know what friend told you that. I thought it was just.
That's right. Remember me.
I just thought you made your own.
All right, all right.
No, I did make my own assumptions. That's why we had you.
It's all
Look,
love.
they,
It's all
they,
love.
they starting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right.
But yes, that's actually how we met through mutual friends. I actually had her come in for an interview, and when she came in for our interviews, she aced the interviews. Like, she bombed the interviews. It was perfect. I felt like the love was genuine. She really came there and spoke her word. She spoke it from her chest. It was just love.
And Miss Jada M.
Me and Miss Jada M has been following each other on social media for some time now. I always looked at her like, geez, like, I love her business mentality. Like, she's a very hard working woman on social media, as I was seeing, and it just,
Flourish.
yes, it made me look at her like, oh yeah, I definitely want her
Somebody
on my
want to do
team.
business with,
Yes,
yeah.
I definitely want to do business with her, and like her motivation behind everything that she does is just uplifting to me, and I loved it.
So, ladies, what made you want to join the team? So Moses approaches you, and oh yeah, definitely, Jada. You got to tell us this story because you said you thought he was stalking. He thought he was a stalker.
No.
Oh, I was.
No, this was the ex
No, but she said she had to make sure.
because she wanted to make
So,
sure.
yeah.
So go ahead, Jada.
On
Jada
social
M, tell us your
media,
story. There you
on
go.
social media, I saw that he was a mutual friend of my ex. But when he reached out to me, he was so sweet, he was so genuine, and I knew he had a passion for something. So
Yeah, she
I
stopped giving us the tea.
Yeah,
she stopped.
I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna give him too much. I ain't gonna give him too much time. But
Y'all fall for that.
But yes, Moses. I knew he was passionate, so I love working with people like that because I'm passionate as well. So.
And we got here Cajun's
Me
version.
and
We got here Cajun's
me
version
and
of that
her
story.
her ex went to school together.
Yes.
We went to
that's-
school.
yeah,
We went to
that's-
high school
okay.
together,
We went to
so
school
it was
together.
no ill intention. Like, he was a bro to me. So
Okay, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good to know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, no, one of my
Please.
friends. I think we went to middle school together. I'm not even sure how we met, but he reached out to me via social media. And
shout
was
out
just
to
like,
Tyler Allen.
Yeah. Shout out to Tyler. He the one that reached out to me. I don't remember how much he said to me about like the interviews or whatever, but I just remember showing up, like actually showing up, and I remember meeting him, and I remember I asked you something crazy, like did I meet you before? Like
You did.
I said, where I know you from or something like that. And you was like, no, like you was introducing yourself, like, no, I'm here because I was coming for Tyler, like that's what it was. I was coming for Tyler, so when I met him, I'm like, who are you?
Right.
And then, you know, he kind of broke down Art Mecca to me a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm liking what I'm hearing. And then once we did the interviews and the questions he was asking me, I'm like, dang, this is a little bit doper than I thought. So like, give me some more like information. And once he did, I was like, you know, that's crazy because this is something that I told myself I wanted to do later on in life, and for you to be bringing it to me now, and I haven't even figured myself out yet, it's like, okay. And then once I found out that he was already a couple years in, I'm like, all right, he's serious. So I had to jump aboard and get serious myself.
So how did when you say, I like that because you say you were this is something you envisioned for yourself in the future, but once you realized he was kind of where he was, so what have you all been doing? Because now that you realize, this is serious, so how have you all been preparing yourselves for this venture? What have you been doing lately so that once you do your grand opening, it's like, okay, you know, people see you on this like we here, but no, you don't know what we've been doing behind the scenes to get here. So what are you doing right now in preparation for that opening?
I kind of said something in that podcast about how I feel like God prepared all us in our own separate journeys for us to become, one, like meet up together and become one. And they'll tell you their situations and their stories, but I went through some stuff, and I actually ended up going to skincare school.
So no, you got to tell us the stuff. You don't have to tell us all of the stuff, but you got. So you can't say I went through some stuff. Talk to us. And the reason that it's important that you all tell us about this, remember, we're talking about people's mental health and mental well-being. This is someone's journey. So that middle schooler, that person that's already 14 or 25, is somebody you're going to be sending this out to. So they got it. They got to talk to us.
That's why we all up in your business.
That's why we call all up in your business. That's right.
I went through last time. I actually had an issue with my ex-boyfriend. We had broke up, and then me and my mom had gotten into some really bad stuff, and I actually spent some time behind bars, but it wasn't like time. It was just a couple of hours, but that was a really big experience to me, and I overcame. The lesson that I learned from that was you're gonna start climbing the ladder and rising above a lot of things, and there's gonna be people that are gonna see that, and they're gonna try to bring you back down.
Right.
What you cannot do is give them that power to bring you back down, and that's what I did. I gave my mother that power to bring me back down, and I was the one that got locked up. So that was a really big thing for me, and it affected me way more than I thought. I actually was sitting in Towson University in class. I was in school for like electronic media and film, TV, radio, and I could not focus. I could not keep my mind on what was going on. I was crying. I kept leaving out of the classroom, going to try to wipe my face off, and I just realized, like, this is not for me. I don't want to be here anymore. Did 2 years and I left, so I knew back then I had probably a year prior to that. I had went to the same school that I went to for skincare school. I had went to for massage, and my mother told me, like, you're not gonna want with somebody, don't do that, da, 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 da. So then as I looked deeper into it, and I realized something that I was passionate about was skin, beauty, and modeling, and all, skin, beauty, and modeling, and all of that. So I went to skincare school. I just graduated last week, and now I'm working on becoming licensed. My big thing with that is my beauty products, my skincare products, and introducing that.
Shout it out.
Okay, Iconic Skin. It's spelled ICONIQUESKYN. So I'm gonna tie that into the Art Mecca and basically bring, like I said, be the motivator and bring out the self-confidence in people and help them understand that you have to love yourself in order to love anyone else, for one, and to prosper and grow in life. And I actually experienced depression myself, so I knew exactly what that felt like to not love yourself and to not feel like the best of you. And then I had to do things to, at 19, bring my own confidence back out. And it's like, dang, like, especially when I met Moses, he would always tell me how beautiful I am. I'm like, dang, how can somebody who don't even know me tell me that?
And I don't see it myself.
Just look in the mirror and love every scar, every blemish, every beauty mark that I had, and love myself all over again. And I'm still loving myself to this day and still growing to this day.
It's a growth. I'm 43 and I'm still growing.
It's not something that happened overnight. So I want to be that person that on a daily basis, on a consistent basis, let these clients know and our family that's coming know that they can be the best that they can be.
There you go.
Yes.
And
Thank
y'all
you
not
for
getting off the
sharing
hook.
that.
Y'all not getting off the hook. No, because we understand. That's like I said. That's why we're here. Yeah, our listeners are going to hear our voices a lot. But one of the things we want to do is we want to introduce them to you all, and this is a part of it. That's why we call ourselves. That's why we call ourselves All Up in Your Business. So, as you were speaking, when you were singing. I told you I'll give you a copy of it. But when people do what they're doing, one of the reasons I wrote this poem, when I wrote the poem Still Dreaming, I wrote it for myself because like you.
Wrote that poem?
Yeah, I wrote that poem. Yeah, that's my poem. That's me. But as I was writing it to myself because when you go through life, there are going to be times when you're handling and having trials and things going on. And what people do, and it's so funny because church folk or folk in general always talking about Satan, and I'm like, man, you know, the more you talk about Satan, I only see you being the one who's trying to knock me down. I only see you the one trying to shackle me, and it's oftentimes not just church folk, but it's also people who love you are playing in that role. And the line that it says, for any naysayers who try to destroy your dream, keep praying to the Lord and focusing on the unseen. Surely there will be things that constantly attack your mind. Satan knows you want to be free, so he will constantly press rewind. One of the things that Satan does is he'll keep trying to put things on a loop. All of the negatives he'll put on a loop and keep trying to fight against the positive that you're doing. And unfortunately, usually it's through people. It's not some spirit out there. It's a person that it's working through, or that demonic spirit is working through to kind of have an impact on you. And they'll just keep trying to remind you. And so what you have to do is continue to place those, not just positive vibes, but I always call them truth principles. Those principles of truth in front of you, and that'll also come through Jada M. That'll come through Moses. That'll come through a client who visits the Art Mecca, who will inspire you, Cajun, to keep it moving, because these challenges don't stop. It's not like he stopped beating up on, since we started the podcast, he hasn't stopped beating up on us in any sense of the word. What helps us is we realize that we have a bigger platform, and what used to defeat us when we were younger is not defeating us right now. We want to teach those principles to some other people.
Plus, it also allows us to dream a little bit bigger. You guys coming to speak with us.
That's right.
Hearing your stories and realizing that it is very inspirational, and it also is one of those things where you can see the growth. You can see growth in yourself, but you also see growth in the world. Because to be, 22, 23, 24, and to be where you guys are mentally is just so miraculous, because there's so many people who hold themselves accountable to their neighborhoods. They hold themselves accountable to the facade that they see every day. Yes. And they don't allow themselves to grow. So it's one of those things where what you see is not dictating who you are. Your spirit is dictating who you are. What you see in the mirror is dictating who you are. The positivity that you have, and also your negative moments, you're allowing them to create opportunities of education. And I just love seeing that. It's like, I'm a person, I'm not a hugger, but like you guys, your spirit, it just makes me feel so good to be a part of something like this.
That's why you hug 3 feet away?
Hug 3 feet away. Don't touch me. I got a bubble. But it also gives me a chance to, with Light and I, us coming together, we're bonded by our dad, period. But we're also bonded by the fact that we wanted to make something of ourselves because we didn't have one. So we taught ourselves a lot of the good and bad lessons that we've learned. And we are now at a point in our life where we are very honest about what we did in our past, how we're moving forward in our future, and the love that we didn't know that we shared throughout those years. Because we met, I was 15, he was 18, the first time we ever met each other. So when you said you found out you had a sister, and then we didn't know I knew of him always. He's always been my older brother.
I was 18 years old.
I didn't know she existed. And then we meet each other. Life gets in the way. We get a little older, and we come together. And every time we talk to each other,
y'all really brother and sister.
Yes.
Y'all just getting that?
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. So
I knew they looked alike though.
So it's one of those things that. When you realize that you've grown up in separate households, separate moms, separate families, no connection in between, but every time you talk to each other, you've been walking down the same road for years.
Yep.
Poetry, music, family, connectiveness, friendship, community, spirituality. It is just wonderful, because you're like, you keep having Me Too moments where you're talking to each other and you're like, really? Well, okay, so let's talk about this. Really? So let's talk. And then after a while, you're like, this shit is fake. It's fake. It can't be real. But it is. It's so beautiful. So, even if we, it's like, if this never happened, we would still be us.
Exactly.
We were doing this at tables eating chicken wings when we decided we were going to do this show. We were just like, he was doing wings. I was trying to be fancy.
I got to do a supersonic. right
Yeah,
now.
I was getting ready to supersonic you.
Oh, go ahead.
So
Moses,
I'm loving it, but that's a whole nother show.
That's it. Moses, there you go. Thank you.
That's right.
Moses is great talk because we want to hear from Jada M as well as from Moses. No, you
M.
were rolling one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love my sister. I'm
The
not
Art
gonna lie.
Maker, we here to spotlight
You
y'all.
got supersonic me.
I love my sister because, like I said, a lot of people don't know, and it's so funny y'all didn't like y'all brothers. No, yeah, we didn't know each other. So that whole show, if you listen to our first the first two podcasts, we actually tell the story of how we met and how we came into being and stuff like that. So Jada M. So Cajun gave us a little bit of her, her backstory, and went a little bit deeper into like what it is that she's going to be passing on to those 14 to 25-year-olds. You talked about the church. Talk to us a little bit more about you, like those moments that click inside of you, because yes, the church will play a role, but the spirit of who you are can be impacted by the church, but who you are and that light that comes from inside of you,
right.
That's a light that's been given to you. So talk to us about that light and like what provokes you to want to actually communicate with someone out there who may come to the center who is lacking that light and needs you to be, the share of that light with them.
So I also went through a really bad breakup a couple of years ago, and it inspired me to write, just like Cajun said, inspired me to write. Eventually, it will turn into a book.
All right.
I did already name it Look Alive. And what I mean by that is just because when you're going through certain things, I know for myself, when I went through that breakup, I had to kind of revive myself. So, just that journey kind of pushed me to really become who I know I'm supposed to be and what I'm purposed for. So that's pretty much the background of where I am today and how I want to impact Art Mecca, exactly.
Oh,
Moses,
right.
we're working our way around to you.
All right. Well, I just want to
journey. Give us your journey. Or you want something else to say before you get to your journey?
No. I just want to speak on. I will get deep into my journey, but I just want to speak on this experience.
Yeah, because we gotta have that uncle nephew talk.
This experience that I had just recently.
Okay.
A tragic experience. In February, my cousin, closest dearest to me, passed away from gun violence, domestic violence. She actually got shot in her head. And this was somebody that was very close to me. Like, we grew up together. She was like a sister to me.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It was a very... I really did not know how to overcome that experience, and I didn't know how to just handle it. I didn't know how to go throughout it. I didn't know how to process it. I just didn't know what to do. It was literally like losing one of my sisters, and it really hurt me to my core to experience what I went through. And that just, when it happened, it just took me on down a road that down a real dark road that I really felt like I lost myself. I felt like I actually didn't have any like value anymore. Like I just didn't understand life. Like I was questioning God, which I know I should never do.
No, yes, you should.
And it was
He's
just
not that easily offended. You
and,
should.
and it just hurt me to my core. So with saying that, it threw me off. It threw me off because I no longer even thought about the Art Mecca once that happened. It really tore me apart because I didn't know what direction to go in. I really didn't know what direction to go in. I was really beating myself up about it. I started drinking a lot. I started going out a lot. I started, doing things that I'm not usually normally do. But in saying that, I did come to the realization that things happen in life, that everything happens for a reason, and me understanding that and me speaking to God on a daily basis really helped me out through the process. It really opened my eyes and made me value life just a little bit more. Like I had to. So once once every day I say a prayer to God, asking him, you know, to better me, better my spirit, and just to show me the way. I knew at the end of the day that I didn't want to stay in that dark space. I knew I wanted to get out of that space. So, in getting out of that space, I had to, you know, fight myself. I had to stop doing certain things that I was doing, stop being around certain people that I usually be around, and just, I don't want to say isolate myself, but that's what I had to do. I had to isolate myself to, you know, find myself again. That experience really built me into who I am today.
Yeah.
Like the man that I am today. It really showed me a lot, and I even though it hurts me, I thank God for the experience.
Amen.
I really do. It's just very hard at times.
Yeah.
I mean, I still push myself to do everything that I can do, but she never leaves my mind. Like, she's always on my mind on a daily basis. And I told myself that I will make this art mecca happen for Kay.
That's right. That's right.
I will make it happen for her, my family, and myself.
There you go. And you know what? That's a part of that's a part of the journey that as we're going through. You hit on a couple of things. You hit on a lot of things. What I want to do right now before we go into our next segment is I want to take another little 60-second break so that we can grab a little bit of drink, compose ourselves a little bit after that deep testimony right there, and get back in it with get back in all up in your business with everybody.
We'll be right back, y'all.
Oyster balls, mother of pearl delivery, voice of God. Nigga with the perpetual oyster balls, mother of pearl delivery, voice of God.
Organic Radio Show. Super DJ Sean Rebel. Organic Radio Show. 1-855-493-6499. 1-855-493-6499. Become a member. Join the site. MIXXStation.com.
This is a journey into music and sound.
All up in your business, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They in the building.
Hello.
We back.
No, you gotta do it right. Come on.
Oh, and we're back.
There we go.
In your face.
What's going on, good people? It's your boy Light,
And this is Lovely.
and we're talking about family matters today on All Up in Your Business podcast. We have the Art Mecca in the house. You're supposed to make noise.
I
That's
tried.
the energy I'm getting. I'm not coming to the Art Mecca if that's it.
No.
Oh, that's right. Applaud.
There you go.
It's like encore. That would be great right now.
So Moses, we started talking the other day, and we had a very interesting podcast that you all can check out on Spotify.
Google,
Go, keep on.
iTunes,
There you go.
Breaker,
Spreaker.
We're on everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
that
a lot
one.
of radio stations.
We're
and a lot of other things.
We're everywhere. You
average.
can check out our podcast. We did our third episode with the Art Mecca. They were there representing themselves very well. But we started talking
All Up in Your Business podcast.
the other night, and there were a couple of questions I left off because we ran a little long. We had a good time with you guys.
It was a supersonic night.
Yeah, it was a supersonic night. Till Cajun said, "Look, I gotta go to work." She was like,
I was like, I love her. That's right. Break it down.
All right, so I've known you your entire life. I was fortunate enough to be brothers with your father, and I, like you, did not have my father in my life, and I know some of the challenges that it posed for me, but also know what it built up in me. Can you speak on some ways that not having, and this is the tough topic, but not having your biological dad in your life? So tell me how some of that, how did that impact you or affect you?
It definitely impact me in a sense that I felt a little. Well, my dad was never in my life, so I felt kind of unwanted from him. Like I didn't know nor understand like what was going on with him.
Life.
Yeah, with his life or him. Just growing up without him, it's just been a process, and me getting to understand where he stands in my life today, and like how I should go about life without resenting him and just holding so much anger in because he's not here.
And we talked prior to the podcast. You and I kind of had a conversation that we hadn't had in either one of our lives. Where, because like I say, he's my brother. I love him, but I also know that, and I had to tell him at a certain point in time that his actions were having an impact on the people who loved and have love for him, and that the selfish thought and the selfish response was always to want you to cater to him or to meet his need as if you were the mature and responsible one there. And it's like you're doing things to hurt him. So when we were talking that night, you would, like I said, we were going into some details, and I shared with you then what I share with you now. Like I say, the responsibility, one that hatred should be there because it's hurt. That hurt is, and I don't think it's hate like I hate you like this, but it's hurt because you've chosen not to be a part of who I am. And I've spent my life becoming who I am, even in the successes, with you being absent. That's a hard place. And especially when you're a man. I remember when I get the call that my father died, it was two significant things that he did in my life that stood out to me. When I called him after not speaking to him for, I think, about 10 years or so, I didn't speak to him. I called him and I tried to speak to him about my oldest daughter being born, and his response to me was silence. And then he got off the phone with me and called Lisa, Lovely, and cursed her out because she gave me his number, because he didn't want to speak to me. And it broke my heart when she told me that's what he did, because it's like, man, this man hates me, and that, I didn't call him a man. But this hate me that much that he don't even want to speak to me. Now, it broke my heart. And then the second significant moment was in December of 1997 when I received a call that he had died. I think it was 97, right? Did he die in 97 or 98? 98. But when I received the call that he died, and I remember working where you work, where you currently work now, but I remember working there, and as I was working, I remember just being so angry. I had a pager. That's how long ago it was. I had a pager.
Old head.
Yeah, right, old head. Right? But I took the page and just hurled it into the woods right off of there behind post 16. And I was just so mad because I'm like I still desired that relationship, and it was just like he can never see me or my family for who we were and what I was becoming. So that was pain that when I heard you talk, it was real. So when I hear you say that, you know, like just trying to figure it out, I do understand a little bit what it's like, you know, to have that absentee father there, but you had it a little different because he continued to try to be in your life and try to get things from you. What was that like?
It was kind of different and weird and awkward because at the same time I didn't know who he was. I don't know him as a person, so I didn't know what to tell him. I didn't know which route to go with him. Just like I was explaining to you, and like I explain to you every time. Even to this day, he tries to call me, tries to get in contact with me, and it's like nothing to talk about. We have the same conversations over and over again. And to me, it's like he's stuck in a place where as though he still think he's a teenager or something, and he can talk to me about certain topics that I'm not interested in.
Still selfish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still selfish.
and I'm just beyond that. I'm beyond, you know, talking about petty issues and
Small things.
Yeah, small things. I can't get into that. I won't go there with you. I have bigger and better things that I have going for myself, and that's just not what I want to do.
Now, I'm going to switch too, because we have some positives that came out of this that started in your life when you were 5 years old. And before I ask you that question, the one thing I would say, because I'll reiterate, like I say, I love my brother dearly, but I understand that his misguided attempts at understanding fatherhood couldn't take place for where he currently is.
Yes.
And it's hard to kind of develop to be a man when you continually place yourself in situations that are going to keep you boxed in. And that is a part of choice. And I know some people believe that. I know there's a system out there that have all kind of things that we feel can oppress or stop black folk, but there are also choices that each one of us can make that take a step towards our path, our goal, and who we are supposed to be in life. And even if the system is there, I believe we have someone bigger in our corner who can also guide us and provide grace to us so that we can accomplish the things that we're supposed to accomplish in life.
Yes.
So that said, the next question is at the age of 5, your stepdad, you know, your mom
4.
meets someone.
Sorry, 4.
4. I'm
Yes.
sorry, 4. Okay. So your mom meets someone, and he's been in your life since you were 4 years old.
Yes.
Your stepdad has played a significant role in your development.
Yes.
Speak to what Reggie means to you and the impact that he's had on your life.
He means the world to me. He definitely came in my life and definitely made me the man that I am today. Like he's a very positive man. He's a very genuine, strong, determined, go-getter, everything. Like he's everything that I want to be. He's everything that I want to be. He's always been there to, you know, he's always been there for me in ways that I never imagined. Like and that nobody else has ever been there for me.
He's your father.
Yes, that's my father. That is my father. Whenever I'm going through a problem, he's there to talk. Whenever I'm, you know, not going through a problem and it's just a lot going on in my life and I just need somebody to talk to, he's there to talk. Even when I feel like I can't go to my mother and talk to my mother about certain situations, he's there for me to talk. When it's just a lot that he's done for me to build me and make me into the man that I am today. So I'm very grateful for his presence in my life. I love the way he treats my mother.
Amen.
I love the way he raised me to be his son.
That's right.
He never
Beautiful.
second me out or put me in a position to make me feel like I wasn't his, or like ever since we've been in each other's lives, he had been my father and I have been his son.
That's what I'm talking about.
So the impact that he made on my life was very significant, because I don't know where I would be at. I don't know what I would be doing right now if he wasn't in my life. And just to bounce off of what you were saying, I know you were angry because your father passed away and you wanted that type of relationship with your father. I don't really feel like I need that type of relationship from Anthony, because I had that relationship with Reggie.
And listen, I 100%. I listen. I 100% understand that. I think like this is, and that's a whole separate show.
I'm sorry, but that makes it even more personal and sad to me, because I don't feel like I need that from him.
That's okay.
But
I think that a lot of the times when we are going through life, we make the assumption that we owe somebody something.
Right.
You have to gain the respect of each person, even children, because there are times in lives, I think, especially when it comes to the relationship we both had with our dad. Sometimes there are cases where you don't need that person in your life, because the strife that they will cause you through the journey that they're trying to take will be more detrimental to your mental health, to your physical health, and to your home than you need. And I know that we as people want to connect with our biological side. It's just something that we're human and we can't help that. However, you need to absolutely stand up and embrace that somebody loves you enough that you are physically there, that they want to be in your life. So your stepdad is a beautiful person, not because he called you his son, but because his actions prove worthy of your love. So that's what I think a lot of the times when I hear people, try to make themselves feel more accountable for others, and that's not just for a dad, it's a friend, a sister, an aunt, a grandmother, people on the other side of the family. When they try to claim you just based on blood versus relationship and versus your spirit, you don't need that. I think that's a huge pet peeve with me. I think as children we take all of this in from empty people who mean us no greatness. And I don't want anybody who's listening to this podcast to feel that you have to take on empty spirits to build you up. You need full people in your life. And it is a place that is sorry. I'm back.
Listen, you don't have to apologize.
I'm back.
Because but that's truth. Because one of the things, and I just want to clarify for you, when I say I wanted that relationship, I was in a place of wanting to forgive. I didn't want the life. I wanted to forgive because of who I had become. And 98, who I had become was a person, and where I was, I wanted to forgive him. And so I didn't get a chance. End of 97, I decided that I wanted to forgive him. He died before I could forgive him. Even if he didn't accept it, that's exactly what I wanted to do, because it was more about me than it was about him, because he couldn't give me anything at that point. I was already the man that I was going to be. And so when Lovely was just talking, the one thing I was going to say, I said, and I'll say this as a public service announcement for all of the fathers out there who may listen to this podcast. If you still have time, and if you know you've crossed the line, if you've done something to not be right by one of your children, this is the time for you to look yourself in the mirror and, one, challenge yourself to be a man, not just a father in title, but challenge yourself not to step into the role of being what someone else cannot be, but step into the role so that your child can have a sense of peace with who they are, and so that their life can continue to be what it's supposed to be, while you say, you know what, I screwed up. Stop making your kids feel like they're the ones who should take a bigger role in your life. That's not their responsibility.
And that's where my father lacked. When I was 12 years old, I remember this phone call like it was yesterday. When I was 12 years old, I was sitting in the room with my mother and my father. He ended up calling my phone. And, he's been in jail since I've been a child. He called. I answered the phone. I think my mother asked me to do something, and I said something to the limits of dad can do it or something like that. And when he heard that, he said, "You call him what?" I said, "What you mean?" He said, "You call what's his name? What do you call him?" I said, "Dad, that's my father."
Mm-hmm.
It really hit him hard.
Yeah.
It really hit him hard, and it really made him really sit back and think like
he dropped the ball. He lost you. Yeah. The one thing that he believes represents him, he doesn't have.
He did. I'm sorry.
No, I mean
that it had to be that way.
Once again, I told you what I tell you earlier.
Right.
I think that if
it sucks because at the same time I don't want to
cause him pain.
Right, and I don't want to cause him pain. I don't want to make him feel any type of way.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, we can't have that relationship.
Yeah. Because I do want to say, like we're not trying to be unempathetic over here, because there are lots of people who have, and as I said over and over again, and I talk about the grace that's been given. Grace is given for a lot of folk who do a lot of stupid stuff in life for a long time in life. And so I'm not going to ever be an unapologetic or unforgiving spirit when it comes to people, because a big part of actually moving on and healing and being whole is not being angry with the person who's caused you that pain. Right. And as you're healing, and once you realize that you're healed, you can actually forgive and continue to live. It doesn't mean you forgive and have to have them in your life.
Exactly.
So that's where you are right now. And it's like, I can move on from that. And you don't like seeing the pain being caused, but the healing that has to take place in him is healing that has to take place in him. Mm-hmm. That'll be conversation that he and I have, or he has with someone else, because he's going to need that. But your choices have consequences, and his did, and it doesn't mean that there won't be a day where a relationship may form, but he has to be okay in order for that to happen. But he can't rely on you to be to him what he's missed over all of these years. He can't allow you to be that, and that's what so many people try to do.
You try to dump onto you, and then people guilt you with the that's your parent, or you only get one mother of her. And I'm like, with family, it kills me, because it doesn't make you right just because will you fall in line in my bloodline. And with kids, people do that all the time. They guilt them, or you try to buy them, and I'm like, that didn't take place of, that you did something wrong, and you need to just own that so that we both okay, and you not just keep trying to guilt that child.
I like this quote. It's blood makes you.
Introduce yourself. Say your name. Say Cajun. No. So there's a lot of voices here, so they know it's Cajun speaking.
Dang, you make me forget it. It's blood makes you family, but loyalty makes you related. Something like that. Yeah. But I really like that quote. Somebody introduced it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen that quote, and I think it is true. I think there's a lot of, like I say, there's a lot that we can go into. That's an entirely different show. Yeah, there you go. So we're gonna stop that topic right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one more break. And after this break, we're going to have some closing comments from
Cajun,
Jada M,
and Moses,
as well as some lovely moments.
I'm loving your
video. And can we get their social media?
Cajun _ KAYSIAN _
Mine is official Jada M. Jada is spelled JADAAM.
And mine is Moses X. That's MOSESS.X.
What's the name of your movement?
The Art Mecca.
There we go.
Another beat right here by my man, The Energy, a.k.a. Protege on the beat. It's called Oompa Loompa. You heard it first right here on Organic Radio. We up in here with All Up in Your Business, y'all. Super DJ Sean Rebel. First Lady Mix Station, K Latte Life. That's how we doing it up in here, y'all. We live. For all of y'all tuning into the podcast, the radio show, the TV show, the YouTube show, and also on the app. Make sure y'all download that app. Mix Station Radio Live. We working on it. You know what I'm saying? 1-855-493-6499 is the radio station ID. MIXX station.com. The Energy, y'all, aka Protege on the beat. Song's called Oompa Loompa. Shout out to all my producers out there. If y'all listen to this podcast right now, make sure y'all send me y'all stuff. DJ Sean Rebel at Gmail. I do play local artists or national artists. I play everybody, but you know what it is. Oompa Loompa, y'all. Shout out to my whole team on Facebook. Know what I mean? You just tuning in. It's the All Up in Your Business podcast crew up in here. They done took over my show, Organic Radio Show. I said, go ahead, take it. You can have it. It's all good. We got everything up in here, y'all. 1-855-493-6499 is the phone call. Call in to the station. Check them out if you have a question for any of our guests up in here. I just ate a donut, y'all. I'm tired. I'm supposed to be real energetic, but I'm tired right now. So holla at your boy, Super DJ Sean Rebel. All right, y'all, we just opened up the flood lines, man. Listen, if you were interested in talking to any of these guests on our show, All Up in Your Business podcast show today, make sure y'all call into the Mix Station Radio family at 1-855-493-6499. Again, that number is... Oh, we got a caller. Hold on, y'all. Okay, caller.
What's going on? It's your boy County Boy calling in. What's up, Light? C-O as I call him.
What's going on, T.O.? Oh, whoa, whoa.
What's that?
What you want to talk to us about, my friend?
Hey, I just wanted to follow up on the conversation y'all just had about, fathers missing in place and how serious that really is for a lot of us.
Hey, T.O., you got your radio up? Do you still have your radio or some type of feed up?
I think he on speaker.
Hold on. All right, there you go. How's that?
We still hear the feedback. Keep talking. You good. You good. Keep talking.
All right. I just wanted to say that I appreciate y'all sharing about what it means not growing up with a father in a house and how does that affect you as a man growing up. And definitely now, me being a dad myself, and my dad is still kind of in and out of my life even though he's alive. And it is a challenge because where I'm at spiritually now, I want to be forgiving and I want to have a better relationship with my father, especially for my children. It is a challenge because I realize now there's so many things I didn't get from my dad that I would hope that I would have gotten from him as growing up. But I mean, I did have a father figure in my uncle who was there for me, who's kind of shown me some things. But of course, it's always nicer to have it from who we call, dad. Who's supposed to be your blood dad, who God has placed in your bloodline. I just think that's so important in the cycle of life, that having your blood dad in your life. So I just wanted to say I appreciate y'all sharing. I love all the energy that's in there, and of course, keep doing what y'all do.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, County Boy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to you.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling us. We just want to get a few words from our guest, the Art Mecca.
The Art Mecca.
The Arts Mecca. Like every time I say it,
just
I
like
want to
the
do jazz
sound of
hands. But we want to talk to Moses, Oh, we have another caller.
Oh yeah, they on now. See, they gotta wake up in the second session if y'all don't know.
Yeah.
Always, right? But
So
no,
we
we can still
yeah.
get to, we can still. So we
Yeah,
want to
I
have
think
some words and some closing words and things of that nature. So
Doesn't sound like
so
No, it
no,
doesn't.
it is a caller. So, but what we don't want to do is we don't want to stop the show. We'll let him do that.
Right.
So Jada M, any final thoughts you want to have for the listeners on today's show?
Be on the lookout for Art Mecca. If you guys do want to join, we will have some information soon.
Cool. Hold on. We got it. So right now we have a caller. Caller, who do we have on the line right now?
Hello. This is Anthony's mom.
That voice sounds familiar. Hey, Ma.
Hi.
How are
I
you?
just wanted to say I'm good, thank you. To my brother Chum, I'm so proud of you. And yes, I did say Chum. I'm so proud of you.
Love you, sis. Love you, sis.
We've been together for a lot of years, and we've been through a lot. So it's a great thing to see where you are today.
Sis, I appreciate you. I thank you. Before you get that, thank you very much. You know, you family forever. As I told Anthony the other night, I said, you know what I said? I call your mom sis. I said, she's not an in-law. She's not all those things. That's my sister. So appreciate you. Love you.
Yes, to the ladies, I just wanted to say you girls did a really good job. I'm sorry, you women did a really good job.
Thank you so much.
You all
Thank
did.
you. Thank you.
I'm very proud of Anthony. I will never call him Moses.
Just like you won't call him Light.
So
No, I'm always chum, bro. I'm the chum forever.
I'm always going to stick with Anthony. That's my Anthony. I'm very proud of you. With Anthony, I'm going to share this quick story, and I'm going to go. I was 16 when I found out I was pregnant, and I had no clue as to what to do. I had no clue. And I went to God and I prayed. And true story, I talked to my mom and I said, I can't do this. I'm too young. I got to finish school. I got all these things that I want to do in life. This just can't happen. And I went to, we made an appointment at an abortion clinic. And I got there and I got on the table and the room got so quiet and so cold. And I looked in the corner and there was something there that said, this child is destined to do great things. And I got up and I walked out and I never looked back.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful.
Amen, sis. I never heard that before. Oh, man. Wow.
I wouldn't have been
You
here.
guys you never heard that. And, I was listening and I understand that the relationship that he had with his dad, and I was one that always said that it's your dad have a relationship. It's your dad have a relationship. The other piece to life is we got to understand some of us are just put together for reasons. We're put together for a reason. Even when we don't understand what that reason is, we're put together for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And we were put together to make you. And I pushed Anthony, and I have pushed Anthony all his life. And when he said he was different, he always believed he was different. At a young boy, he always said he wanted to be an actor. And we traveled to Virginia several times. I believe my husband and I paid for him to get a portfolio and
A talent
try to get
agency.
classes and agencies and all of those things. And it's always been something in him. And I just keep telling him, keep going, keep going. I know it gets hard to keep going, but listen to your inner self.
Amen. Amen.
That's the Holy Ghost. That's the spirit that God gives us. Listen to it. It gets tough. It gets hard. But listen. Get still and listen. And I'm so proud of him. And I'm so happy that he's pushing through all that he's been through. And he's just continuing to find his way. I believe in my heart that I know that this is going to be a great thing for the kids of Baltimore City. And hopefully it can just be a great thing nationwide.
There you go.
Thank you,
That's
Mom.
right.
It could be the beginning of a seed that you guys just don't even imagine what you have started and how far it can go. So just trust in each other, and y'all can just skyrocket. It can go as far as you all want it to be go and be as big as you could ever dream that it could be.
Supersonic, man.
Hey.
Supersonic.
Kalita, thank you. Anthony, tell your mother you love her.
I love you, man.
We have
And so we have another caller. We can ready to jump to another caller. Thank you,
Have a
Kalita.
good day. I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.
That was so sweet. That was so sweet.
All right, next
Hello,
caller.
hello. Caller. Hello.
Still there? Oh, we're trying to get him.
He's trying to
We're trying to get him right. We're trying to get him right.
Trying to connect him to the phone.
That one's gone.
Hello.
Okay.
Caller.
Make sure you have turn your radio down. Make sure you turn your radio down. Whoever that is, turn your radio down. Then you can introduce yourself.
Hello.
Yes.
How you doing? This is Tyler calling. I'm here to show support for the art man.
That's my boy Tyler.
Tyler. Hey, Ty.
Mr. Gilman's in there. Mr. Gilman's in there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. I'm just here to say, please show the love support to this cause that we got going on here. It's the support. It's the cause that we need to show people that we can take things to a bigger and better place. And my man Moses made a lot of sacrifices here. A lot of sacrifices. I've been here to see it myself, man.
Thank you.
He really want this. He really want to bring the city together and bring a unity. I just need y'all to show him love and support to his team and him mostly. Because this is coming out of his pocket. Everything he's doing for the city coming out of him. Whoever he got around him right now. I'm telling y'all, this man's doing it. Long nights. I ain't there right now, but I done seen it.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. We gonna talk. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Tyler, we thank you for the call, bro. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
Alrighty.
That's a mutual friend, y'all.
Man, that was beautiful.
I'm super emotional today.
I know. It's supposed to be. This is when we spoke before. We were talking about you guys are giving birth to something beautiful, and it's your child to raise, and you get to dictate how it comes out. You get to dictate how the world receives it. You guys get to dictate and change lives of others, and it's just so wonderful to see you be so full.
There you go.
Thank you.
So, Cajun.
Oh, my last words
Your
and my
last word.
remarks. I just want to say thank you all for listening, and like Jada M said, keep a lookout for us, and just keep a lookout for us, and thank you again for everything, and have a good day, good Sunday.
Lady J.
Oh, I think she went already.
Lady J.
I know. I keep calling her Jada M. I'm messing it all
I thought
up.
she was Lady M. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know what? In between chewing this donut,
Really?
I got something.
got another
So
caller.
we have another caller. There you go. Go ahead.
Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hello.
Who do we have on the line?
You have Ray.
That's my sister.
So what do you want to say to the Lord Mecca family?
I just want to say that I'm proud of you guys, and I just want you to put your best foot forth and keep your faith in God, and everything's going to work out in your favor.
Amen.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Amen. All right. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Anthony, I wanted to. I'm gonna kick into your last thing. You said something, and yes, I always got something to say.
Uh-oh.
Tell that guy that told you I talk too much. That's his problem, not mine.
You do. You talk too much. You have supersonic moments every 5 minutes.
This
But go ahead.
This
Go
is
ahead.
our
Do
show.
your
Let's
thing.
get it.
Do your thing.
Check it out, Anthony, because as you were talking, it's funny. You guys know what it's like, and it's funny. When you grew up, how many of you guys grew up and had a basement? And did you grow up and you had a basement in your house?
Yes.
And so in the basement, back in the day, and especially back in the day basements, what did you used to feel like when you were trying to go into that basement if it was dark?
I didn't like basements at all, period. Okay? It's creepy.
Anthony,
Freddie was down there.
Anthony, what about you? When you were younger, what did you think about like the basement? Like if you were going into a basement, a dark basement, what type of feeling would that produce in you if you were going into a dark basement?
I was never scared.
You were never scared?
No, I never was scared. I
Oh, we
always
have another caller.
been
So
Young kids.
so you
Bring
gonna
them
You're gonna mess up the moment. We
Oh, I'm sorry. I was scared. I was terrified. Oh my gosh.
Put those acting skills to use, my friend. Come on.
I definitely.
Portfolio, all of the money that
traumatic.
was spent. You said it was traumatic.
Hello, caller. Thank you for calling in. How can we help you?
How can we help you?
Hello.
We serving them food?
We are. We're serving them life.
Okay, there you go.
Who's calling?
Hello.
Hello, who's calling?
This is Erica McDowell.
My sister.
Oh, that's what's up. How are you, Erica?
Yes. I'm good. I just wanted to call and say, whatever you're doing, I hope that everything comes out amazing. Whatever your vision is, I hope it all comes to pass. And I just want to say thank you for bringing my amazing sister on board with whatever she's doing.
She's in school in Virginia right now.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yes. Yeah, so what y'all doing right now, that's what I'm in school for. So just push me as well that, I can one day see what you guys are seeing out for yourselves. And again, thank you for bringing my sister along because she's amazing and she's going to be amazing.
Thank
you so much, Erica.
Love you.
Thank you so much for calling.
Love you.
Bye.
Oh, that was sweet. Yes.
So Anthony, you know what? I'm gonna let you go ahead because you had it was when you were talking. As people talk, it's different things that kind of spark off in my head. And the reason I referenced the basement and things of that nature was because and depending on the house, because it doesn't have to be every house, and I know it wouldn't probably be my house, even though if I go downstairs in my basement, I'm always looking for spiders and things of that nature. I have arachnophobia. I don't like spiders at all.
Now I know.
Bring a spider to the studio?
You never know.
Noted.
Noted.
Are
None
you
of that.
afraid of them or you just don't like them?
I just want to kill them real quick. I actually don't care about them. I'm just going to kill them. I look at my 12 and their size, and I figure I'll win every time. So I'm not like afraid like that, but if I'm walking around, and that's
Supersonic.
Supersonic, yeah.
Here we go. Check this out. Anthony, I was thinking about you for this. And even as we were going there, I wrote this poem called In the Basement. And I thought this was appropriate as you were talking about.
He gonna get it out.
What you mean I'm going to get it out? What you mean I'm going to get it out?
Get it out, like. Come on.
Wrap it up.
I got to let it go. I'll save that for the next time.
No.
No, because it was appropriate. I think it was appropriate for just who you were. But she said,
Definitely. I want to hear it.
No, go ahead. Go.
Anyway, we'll wrap up. I'll go real quick. This poem is called In the Basement. I wrote this poem thinking about all of those individuals who kind of go through different childhood, just as you're kind of going through life. It's not even about childhood. And it says, does your life ever feel like a child in a dark basement? You know where you are, but you don't have secure placement. You're afraid to walk through it because of what may get you. Others have said it's not bad, but you don't think you will make it through. In the basement, it's dark and filled with creepy things. You can't always see what's going on, but you're always ready to scream. You hear a noise and wonder, what is that over there? You bump into an object and wonder if it's a person or a chair. You stumble over an object while straining to gain your sight. You walk briskly through the basement, trying to find the light. In a panic, you rushed into something that you could have missed. And now you are not only scared, you're also pissed. Mad that others told you the basement was not that bad. Distraught because you didn't seem to have the wisdom that they had. So in a fit of rage, you scream, can somebody help me? I'm overtaken by the dark and I cannot see. At that moment, you are scared and feel all alone. And then your dad turns on a light and you realize you are home. He calms your fears by letting you know that he is always there. He rushes to your side, hugs you just to show you he cares. And that's what made me think of you and Mr. Reggie. He lets you know that without him, you cannot reach the light. And if you go into the basement, just ask and he will give you sight. You never have to worry about being in the basement alone as long as I'm your father and this place is my home. And so when you were speaking,
I love that.
That's what it was kind of drawing me to, because it's like when you're going through those moments, having, especially being a male and having a father to be that person, because we rush through life. And when we rush through life, I got you, sis. When we rush through life, we run into things that we may not want to run into. Right. But when we get panicked, when we panic and rush, it's good to have that person you can scream out to and they hold you and they hug you and let you know I'm there for you.
I love that.
Yes. What's up, Mix Station Radio?
Hello.
Super DJ, Sean, Rebel, K-Latte Life, all up in your business.
What's up, Blaze?
This
is my boy Blaze. This is my boy Blaze. What's good?
Anchor Music Group President, what's up? What's up, everybody?
Hello.
All right, how you doing, man?
Good. I just wanted to, give a shout out to the Art Mega Man. Man, your testimony was powerful, man. You just don't know what you said that actually changed my life. Man, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. No matter what goes comes your way, what roadblocks come your way, what landmines come your way, man, just keep going, doing what y'all doing. Ladies, y'all keep banging it. Y'all keep banging and keep doing it. Y'all go as a unit, as one unit. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
You already know.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
You already know, Blaze.
Go ahead, Moses. We're going to let you finish out, then Lovely's going to talk. Since I'm going to keep on talking. I got a lot to say.
I'm like in my head, just no.
Well, I just want to say we have a lot coming up. It's going to be very stressful on us, but we're going to, make it happen. I just want to give the time out to properly thank my team for believing in me, sticking by my side, and just giving me the encouragement to do what I'm doing. I also want to thank All Up in Your Business for giving us this opportunity to be on your show.
You're so very welcome.
For the people that don't know, this is our first interview every week as the Art Maker. I appreciate you guys a lot. And just like the lady said, just be on the lookout. We got a lot of things coming up.
Once again, plug your IG pages and how people can reach you.
And once again, my IG is Moses X. So it's MOSESS.X.
And mine is Kaysian, KAYSIAN _.
Mine is official Jada M, official JADAAM.
And we want to wrap up the show with just, we're trying to start new segments in our show. And mine will be Lovely Moments. And initially, I was going to kind of spotlight, we have another caller. I know, I like it, because I'm calling, making sure that they understand that they're loved.
There we go.
Okay. All right. And initially, I was going to spotlight someone who had done something great that I read about. But actually, this lovely moment is just an acknowledgement of people who want to do more. So when I met my brother, moving forward, we started this podcast. It just gave us a chance to be who we are authentically. And I want to spotlight those people who are walking around trying to live and be their true selves. I want to spotlight people who fight every day to get through depression, anxiety, people who are out here trying to make sure that they're doing right by their kids, people who are trying to be better men, women, and self-spirits, because there's so many times that we're told that we can't do what we won't do, what we didn't do. But I want to make sure that people acknowledge what you do, and look at yourself in the mirror and remember you are loved, you are beautiful, you are kind, you are a spiritual being, and you deserve all the happiness that you deserve. So we want to wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming and meet with us.
Thank y'all. We appreciate it.
At All Up in Your Business podcast. You can reach us at Light in Your Biz, LITE.NURBIZ. You can reach me at Lovely Brown, LOVELIBROWN, and you can reach us on our Instagram page at All Up in Your Business podcast. That's ALLUPNURBIZNESS podcast. Thank you so much. Peace.
Y'all can reach me at a bed and breakfast somewhere on the other side of town.
All these donuts.
All these donuts up in here.
All
That's
up
the
in your
podcast,
donuts.
y'all. All Up in Your Business.
One family, one.
111. We out Organic Radio Show.